Convicted Islamic State terrorist got security job at Austria Center Vienna, is on trial for raping co-worker. April 17, 2022. This is the absurdity of modern Europe. Either Austria Center Vienna didn't know about his past, which would be a grave omission, or didn't care about his past, which would be even worse. And of course Austria Center Vienna officials never considered that he might act upon the common assumption among Muslim migrants in Europe, that European women are all whores, and that they are uncovered anyway, and so can be molested. CQURN 33:59. That would be too Islamophobic for them even to consider. Is terrorist was security at the Austria Center Vienna, translated from Is terrorist war security im Austria Center Vienna, Crow-Zeitung, April 13, 2022. A convicted Is terrorist worked as security guard on the Vaccination and Test Center in the Austria Center Vienna, ACV, at the beginning of the year. The 21-year-old was arrested there on January 6. He is said to have forced himself on a work colleague the night before. The man has been in custody ever since. On Wednesday, he had to answer for rape at the Vienna Regional Court, where his criminal record came up. How the 21-year-old managed to get a job in the security service in the largest vaccination and test center in the federal capital as a legally convicted ex-IS terrorist with 3 other relevant previous convictions seemed worth questioning, not only to the public prosecutor. His past life should obviously not have been adequately checked by the company that employed him. It was neither the Austria Center Vienna nor the Arbeiter-Samariter-Bund ASBW, as a vaccination and test road operator, as research by the APA showed. What is certain is that the man was sentenced in June 2017 in Vienna to 2.5 years in prison, 10 months of which were unconditional, for being part of a terrorist organization and criminal organization. A not inconsiderable degree of punishment for a young person. He was 17 at the time. According to the verdict, he had joined the radical Islamist terrorist militia Islamic State, IS, at the end of May 2016 and wanted to undergo combat training in a terrorist camp in Syria. However, he was apprehended by the Turkish authorities in the southern Anatolian border town of Gaziantep, prevented from continuing his journey and sent back to Austria. Back in Vienna in July 2016, he approached 11 and 12-year-old boys in a park and tried to recruit them for IS. After serving his unconditional part of the sentence, the young man was no longer conspicuous for committing terrorist offenses. However, he continued to commit crimes, most recently being convicted of intentionally causing serious bodily harm. On January 5, working as a security guard at the Austria Center, he met an employee on Impfstrasse with whom he made an appointment to meet after work. They met in the city, went to a fast food restaurant for something to eat and then, according to the indictment, went to a hotel at his urging. As the prosecutor explained, the woman is said to have been very intimidated by the tall, strong and dominant man at this point. So she went to bed and pretended to sleep while he took a shower. When he came back from the bathroom, he told her to undress, counting to 10 and repeatedly raped her despite crying and begging her to stop. The accused, who was brought into the courtroom by a heavily armed special task force from the prison guard because of his terrorist past, denied this. He got along very well with the woman, she went with me, I didn't ask her at all. In the hotel, while watching TV together in bed, she put her head on his chest, stroked him, and asked if he wanted to sleep with her. He said yes, I'm a man. When she said she didn't want any more, I stopped immediately.